also. I'm really curious to see what the public perception of Dwarf Fortress Steam Edition is like in like 2 years after it's out. While we're waiting for Magic Update, which is gonna take a very, very, very long time. But anyway. What do you guys think? Longdeath, the year 340. Steam platform expects and encourages small constant updates of just the right size and content. So you can see how DF might not last so well when the platform is against it. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to think of other games on Steam that are like that. Because, like, Odd Realm is very similar in the way that it updates on Steam. I mean, the Odd Realm dev has put out, like, 2 patches since releasing on Steam, and he released on Steam in 2019, I think. Like 2 major patches. He's put out a couple small hot fixes, but, like, how often does Odd Realm update? Yeah, he still hasn't put out his. Yeah, he released 10th January 2019, and he's put out 2 major updates. Granted, they're huge, but only 2. I guess RimWorld's kind of on that kind of speed these days, but then again, RimWorld also only updates once every, like, once a year-ish these days. There'll be a flurry of quick updates, and then they'll vanish for a year. I don't know. You don't want the toxicity to affect the brothers? I don't think it will. I mean, Kit Fox will get the brunt of that, right? Because like that's the whole point of the Kit Fox partnership is Kit Fox eats that, Kit Fox deals with that, Kit Fox moderates that. Longdeath started in the world was year 5 when it started. We're in year 340, so the fortress is 335 years old. $335. We are still locked in the tavern. It is early spring, 5th of Granite. I don't think the elves have arrived to trade yet. Nope, but the humans are just leaving. Still pretty similar to yesterday. We did lose our mayor. Our mayor died of old age. And since our mayor died of old age, we've had 2 other mayors. So this is our 2nd one. So it's going to take a little while for the balance of power to balance out. But the living dwarves in the fort are Pilot, Jacknerick, Quavenir, Nanochip, Jimmy Tibby, Vimamel, Diamond Destruct, Massive, Axon, Zindros, Corvius Suede, Ghost, Seeker, Knowles, Bluewater, Mark, who was the mayor for a very brief period of time, Ultimate, Do It, LaFonda, Banana, Peter, Dragon, Bumblebed, Sideways, Krekenzig, Stone, Don Caribou, Rari, Chocobo, Lumpy, Arch, and Whitcode. Bards at the bottom. Enjoy the VODs. Spooking. That there are not more groups that just do community management for indie games so that how toxic communities don't even fuck with the devs the same way. Kakapena. There is a lot of them, but they're not cheap. And a lot of indie devs just straight up can't afford that stuff. Like, I've talked with a couple of devs over the years about various levels of toxicity that they've just had thrown at them when it's just like a programmer and an artist, right? And then a long time. Oh, we expelled you actually, Animal. You got tantrumy. The number of times, Kakapana, that I've spoken with smaller teams and it's like, yeah, they're getting harassment from reviews, or they've got a small group of people that are mad they haven't updated in 2 months, or they've got users in their community threatening to leave negative reviews if they don't update and stuff like that. The number of times I've seen that, and it's like they don't have a community person. It's just a programmer and an artist, maybe a musician, working on this video game and a volunteer community moderator kind of deal. It's like the number of times I've seen that, it's like that happens all the time, and there's unfortunately a lot of games and a lot of people playing games and not a huge amount of money going around. So, you know, there's something that I do that is really dumb, right? You don't really see me promoting massive deals for video games very often. Like a really good way to make money streaming is, hey, here's a key site that I like that I'm partnered with. Go buy games on this key site. And it could be any number of key sites, and most of them are legit. But you get big discounts. I would very much prefer, in almost all cases, that you just pay full price for the game and play it, or wait for a slight sale on Steam or something and play it there. And I don't care if I get a cut of it, purely for one reason. I want the devs to get paid so they can afford to do shit. And often affording to do shit is like paying for a community manager for a bit during a launch window. And it's just, we're unfortunately in a world where we're unfortunately in a world where not very many indie devs can afford a community manager. As in Jack LaFear, like Epic Fran or Unepic Fran. Yeah, I mean Jack is a fucking phenomenal human being. Jack is a absolutely phenomenal human being. He also has maybe one of my favorite stories of being a Twitch partner I've ever heard, which was a little kid came up to him in Walmart and said, "You're too old to stream on Twitch," when he was wearing a Twitch partner hoodie. It's one of my favorite stories ever. "You can't stream on Twitch, you're too old." I was like, in his 40s, what? Jack's great. Yeah, I like Jack. But no, it's like that is why Kit Fox exists ideally, is that if bullshit starts coming out about Steam version not updating, it's like, well, this is Dwarf Fortress. But I don't know. My current concern is still that it's going to come out and people are going to be like, this isn't like RimWorld. What? That's my actual concern. I'm actually like genuinely worried that Steam version of DF is going to come out and people are going to be perplexed that it was not like other games. What year did you start watching Jack? If I can ask. Orange. Spillover into what? I mean, I'll say this. I'll just keep streaming. I mean, I've joked to people before about doing a second round of Longdeath or a second, like, half Millennium or Millennium Fort. But if I were to do a second one, it would be after the Steam version came out, during the long wait between Villains and Magic. No, I mean, here's the thing. You want to see Bay 12 Games' roadmap? I'll show you Bay 12 Games' roadmap. Roadmap. There's the features list, okay? And then there's the development button. That's the roadmap. They've got a roadmap. Oh, they've got a roadmap. Oh, they've got a roadmap. So, yeah, no, they're fine. There's no, like, real date estimates on any of that, but there's a roadmap. There's a very detailed list of the stuff they want to add to this video game. The difference is they don't really have, like, clear estimates as to when they'll actually be out because it's Dwarf Fortress. Oh no, we got another dwarf that's brawling under the influence. I think I may have finally given them too much time in the tavern. Because they're causing or committing crimes under the influence of booze. Ifcom's knocked out. Whoa, he threw a gem. Would you look at that? Knocked over my gem windows and threw a gem. Dude, I think I might need to fire one or two of my bartenders because they're just like over alcoholic, these dwarves, and they are getting drunk and causing fights, causing them to throw tantrums. Happy tantrums, but still tantrums. Chill, pleasure near a fine gem window that you broke. I mean, I could name people that I've been told by them to my face that they're going to stream it, if you want. Last time I saw a bunch of people in person, I got a almost guaranteed from Burke Black. Co Carnage says he'll stream it. Quill 18 will certainly stream it. I don't know what those names mean to you, but those are 3 people that I've asked in person, and they've all said, yeah, that's something they'll stream. Man, disorderly conduct and vandalism. Yeah, Quill18 streams DF once or twice a year. I'll do a short stream of it. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people streaming it. I have a feeling most of my team will be streaming it too. What was your punishment? Because that was DEFCON? There you are. 29 days in prison. Too bad. That we can deal with. Weaving a lot of thread into cloth. We can trade. Elf shipments have gotten bigger, so I should look. See what they brought. Yaks, horse, water buffalo, barn owl, dingo, bull moose, hedgehog. I kind of want a barn owl. Let's get a barn owl and just release it. A friendly barn owl flying around. That seems fun. Bull moose. Alright. Because owls are cool and barn owls are cooler. And it's cool. Yeah, usually it's Quill or it's that one Russian channel with 5,000 viewers. There's like 2 very heavily viewed channels that occasionally stream Dwarf Fortress. And then there's also Joel, who streams Dwarf Fortress once every 5 years. But at this point, like, it's... When it comes to active Dwarf Fortress streams, it's basically just me. Okay, we're chaining up DEFCON. Ever seen their skeletons? I've seen skeletons of a barn owl, yeah. Barn owls are awesome. Alright. Apparently I also have a great horned owl. Although the great horned owl might not be friendly. Probably isn't. Hey, Banana. Saw your question pop in. Can't remember what you asked. I just remember seeing your name on the doc. Well, there you go, for committing your crime. Curious about what this dwarf feels about going to prison. That might inspire DF? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really gone through and read all the questions. The only ones that I've been reading, because I'm going to go through, read them all, and organize them tonight. The only ones that I've really been reading are why does so many people seem to think it's coming out this December? Those are the ones I keep seeing. And it's kind of a lot of people. There's like, a lot of people have asked questions like, once the game releases this December and stuff like that, which is always just kind of a, huh? Because, like, I don't really have that inkling. Oh, that would do it, yeah. The kitchen is very clouded. That is good. That you found that. Oh no, guilty. That's not good. All right. Serve apricot wine. Excellent. How's Mark doing? Mark's exasperated. You do not like your job. Okay, well, I will remove you from your job. You can serve that glass of wine and then go do something else. So is this... Oh, okay. Let's remove you from the cage. Or no. What? Why are you beating the crap out of a tavern keeper? What? Hold up. Did somebody commit a crime that I missed? Must have been. I'm gonna go under that assumption right now. Because my tavern keeper just got beaten pretty bad. He is lost in rage and hopeless after suffering a major injury. Huh. I don't see any notification about that. Weird. You know, usually when I ask him what games he's been playing, usually, because the last time I spoke to Tarn, the games he'd been playing, there we go. It's just broken toes. The last time I spoke with Tarn, and punish themselves, no, they won't punish themselves. You have to assign a new sheriff to punish the sheriff. They won't, like, start hitting themselves or anything. The last time I spoke with him, he'd been playing a settlement game, a game that's supposed to run on computers from, like, a game, a DOS RPG that runs in DOS that was released only on itch.io, and he'd been playing Dyson Sphere Corporation. So usually, when I ask Tarn, it's like, what have you been playing? It's usually like settlement game that was designed to run on computers from 1,000 years ago that nobody's ever heard of, literally, except for him and 4 other people that he's in the credits for as a special thank you. And then whatever the most recent Factorio clone is, or conveyor belt game, like that kind of game. It's always like those two things are always what he's been playing, and it's kind of funny. He's pretty predictable in the games he's going to play. At least you're getting plenty of other happy moods, but the guilt is pretty bad. I mean, you did get really drunk and beat people up in the tavern, so you should be guilty, damn it. But over all of the times I've spoken with him, I don't think he's ever been playing an FPS. I know that Zach Adams used to play a whole lot of EVE Online and now just kind of plays chess from what I can tell. Chess is a video game? It's a game. That's kind of all I really have to say. It's a game, that's for sure. Certain ways to play chess are video games, but I don't think chess is a video game in and of itself. But it is certainly a game. There's also chess 2. Has anybody here played chess 2? Hold on. Oh shit, it's on Steam. I never realized they put Chess 2 on Steam. Chess 2, the sequel. It's basically just a bunch of chess minigames. You're the second person to state that in chat in the last 60 seconds, Axon. Congrats. We know. Also, I'm actually not alone in the Dwarf Fortress directory today. It's kind of nice. Not be super lonely. Like this dwarf in prison. Last point on that. figure out where I last left off in here. There it is. Is this real or fantasy? Elections elope inyoriously clown later. With many eyes comes sight, you know? Seashells on seashores are strange. Creatures when wet, shirt to melt. What? Yolks can be neon pink elephants. What? That makes 2 elephants. Schadenfreude showed none of you shellfish mercy. After cats started barking at the mirror, I placed pink. What? Animal, delete that last one. That doesn't make sense. Oh, I see. Never mind. I see the period. Pink is winning games. Done. I missed the period. Our brother is adamant it's not actually 4D. I took one look at 4D chess and went, I have 0 interest in this. And that's how I feel about 4D chess with time travel. Is I have no interest in this. Actual chess, pretty cool. 4D chess with time travel, this is a fucking meme and a half. Not biologically possible, banana. And oh no, you're not funny. You missed a joke and a punchline. Sorry, but you better cease this joke yesterday or I'm gonna, like, bop somebody, because it's not funny. And if you're trying to make it funny, it never was. No, it's just rude. Her right ear is mangled beyond recognition and her spine is bruised. Ow. What happened to your ear? There's some jokes where it's like, oh, you're funny. Shut up. And then there's some jokes where it's actually funny, and this was definitely the first one. Just fuck off. Not funny. Probably one of the dwarves that was brawling under the influence. You got in a boxing match? More like a wrestling match. Not supposed to bite in boxing. Unless someone's fighting incredibly dirty, which is possible. But I kind of doubt that. And there we go. We've now got a stray barn owl in the fort, who I'm going to just make available as a pet if anybody wants it, and probably nobody will take it. Make that peacock available too. Let's see if anybody claims them. Sometimes fun to have random pet animals available in the fort in case anybody wants them. See, now that's a funny pun, because it's not, like, at anybody's expense. Whereas the other one's just, like, eye roll, and then you double down on it. Right? If somebody makes a terrible pun and the person eye rolls back at you and you double down, you're the asshole. If somebody eye rolls at you and you go, hey, missed, keep moving. You know? That's kind of like the rule with jokes. Cheers, monkey. It's weird to be around that long. Am I old by Twitch standards yet, chat? Because I think I've been old for a while by Twitch standards. Am near a decade. Although, to be totally fair, It wasn't my job for 6 years. Orange, orange. Here's the important question. What's your favorite fruit? Also, the best sport in the world is crickets. Raspberry? Good shit. That's a berry, not a fruit. I said, what's your favorite fruit? The correct answer is tomato. Gosh. Or pumpkins, to be honest.
Many people ask me, Nikita, will the blin?
Hi, Ryan, the person who still has more bits cheered on the channel than Orange. How are you? Tomatoes are fruits. They are. Although learning the other year that pumpkins are fruits blew my mind and still hurts my brain. Like, I can't handle fucking pumpkins being fruits. I mean, I would put a fruit salad in a pumpkin. Depending on the fruits, it could be good.
Remove everything that's good from it, the seeds,
like,
the vitamins,
I could see that.
the nutrients, everything that's good about it, and just jam it full of shit, garbage, shit sugar, and put it in a shit bottle that sounds like shit when you put it on your shit. It's shit. Stop eating
And as far as tomatoes go, I've had tomatoes on a salad alongside of strawberries before, and that was pretty okay. It wasn't great. It was pretty okay. It was edible. It was fine. Yeah, but tomatoes are more of a fruit than a pumpkin, though. I mean, there's a thing called a late summer salad here, which is like spinach, tomatoes, various nuts, sometimes beets, and strawberries. Which is relatively common. You have it with a vinaigrette and spices. Very tasty. Late summer salad. It's kind of halfway to be a fruit salad. Just put like a little bit of feta and some tomato and a few other things. Yeah, you can make a half decent salad with tomatoes and fruits. Yeah, this dwarf is going to be happier by the time they come out of prison anyway. As long as they don't start rethinking about being guilty, they'll be fine. Is thinking of good gamepad support in DF. I'm curious. I really want to see, Capana, I want to see somebody run Dwarf Fortress on a Steam Deck really badly. I just want to see what that would look like.
Ooh, you suck.
I just really want to see what that'll look like. You'll do it? What, did you buy a Steam Deck? I know Kiri bought a Steam Deck. I don't know anybody else who bought a Steam Deck. All right, so someone is at everyone in my Discord, so sorry you're getting banned, kid. But they're not allowed to at everyone, and they don't. And that didn't at everyone, but if you try to at everyone, yeah, it's enough reason to get banned from my Discord. Doesn't even matter what you're posting. Just don't add everyone. They haven't asked you for your money yet? Oh, right, yeah, because it's the $5 pre-order deposit, right? If I'm not mistaken. I mean, just, you have to tune in later today when I play Caves of Cud, VedTech, where I'm crafting grenades constantly. Fortress goes all right. Still the same mayor. Still the same mayor. Our last mayor passed away finally, after being in charge of the fort for like 70 years. So we're now in a new era of political turmoil and constantly electing different leaders. Still trading. We need a couple more babies to have a stable fortress population, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We are on year 335. Which means by like June we should be halfway done. Which will be a year and a half into the fortress. It is restrictable. And it didn't work. But they tried to. And just trying to is enough for me to just ban you from my server. Besides, that particular person tuned in, posted a whole bunch of videos, and added everyone, and then left the server already. So yeah, that's enough reason for me to ban you. That is enough reason for me to just be like, yeah, just get the fuck out. Go away. I don't really care what you're promoting. You could be promoting literally anything, and I'll probably ban you. Mm-hmm. Like, I had somebody pop into my server once and do that with a random charity fundraiser for Extra Life once, and I was like, yeah, you can't do that. I'm sorry. Go watch Blind IRL together. I don't know. Most of those are probably bots, though. They just type in random join codes until they get into a server, and then they spam a bunch of shit and then post a thing. But unfortunately, because I have a public Discord server, sometimes that shit's just gonna happen. At least what they were posting was wholesome, but sorry, you can't add everybody, or even attempt to add everybody. Unless you mod on my server, thanks. They're just trying to catch people who don't have those set in to get free advertising. Literally all it is. Lumpy is still the only depressed dwarf in the fort, which is good. We had another one, but we fixed them. Made them into a tavern keeper, and they're very happy now. Rip your tickets? Rip everybody's tickets, man. Although, to be fair, you did kind of practically all in at the start of the stream, so that's kind of on you. I don't think Elon has any Shiba, but also, if somebody tuned into my Discord and said, hello, I'm Elon Musk, I'd probably, like, ask him to tweet to prove it, and if he said no, I would just ban him. To be completely honest with you. Meme accounts aside, like, I'd probably just do that. I just have, like, very little tolerance for a lot of that stuff. Oh, also, I thought of this game. I saw this game the other day, VadTech, and thought of you. Why have you not subbed to my stream and gifted like 1,000 subs? Although I allegedly have heard of some people who have allegedly had their streams played in SpaceX. Allegedly. I'm not much of a Elon Musk fan, for whatever it's worth. At one point, I was a bit more of a fan. He's kind of just relegated to the annoying rich person part of my brain. You hate the crypto bot spam on Twitter? You get that on Twitter. I don't get any of that on Twitter. What do you do to get that on Twitter? Naked Mole Dog has given birth to naked mole puppies. Well, I certainly hope that they aren't clothed mole puppies. Rip Orange. Although I won half of a 0.5 BTC the other day on Discord. I just need to sign up for hold on a second. What? Why was that enough reason to pause the game? A naked mole rat giving birth to naked mole rat puppies is enough reason to pause the game? Since when is that a pause? Yeah, just hit the button. But I've had multiple. You've won 0.5 Bitcoin. Sign up on this website and use this referral code and put in your email, and we'll send you the Bitcoin. I've definitely had that from like maybe once or twice a week over the last month on Discord. It's just right-click, report spam, move on to the next one. Slow news day? It is Wednesday.
My chicken's doing a thing again.
Oh, right. You mean like the puppy thing?
Not anymore.
Random chicken alert? Hi, random chicken alert. That was cutest. Well, I don't know. I saw that at the GAC game the other day. I was like, it's a free game where you blow things up. Seems like Vad Tech thing. But I hope you feel better. But oh well. He's verified on Twitter, right? Animal? And there's a setting when you're verified on Twitter where you don't see responses from anybody who's not verified. Like, you get no notifications from people who aren't verified. You just see the number, right? So he probably doesn't even see those. He probably just sees the number. From by the random-ass Jess voice? Give it another week. Well, here's the thing, right? You just said Neopoints, which reminded me of Neopets. Neopets has NFTs, and it's pissed off the Neopets community. I just wanted to say that out loud. You can buy Neopets NFTs. Since we're talking about crypto and all that jazz. How's DEFCON doing now that you're out of prison? Pretty good. He'll be fine. It really is, yeah. What's even funnier is I think Neopets is still owned by Scientology. Like I'm pretty sure they still own that. DEFCON adopted a peacock. Excellent. Where's that peacock? I'm assuming there it is. And run by Scientologists, you think? All right, so if you buy an NFT from Neopets, you're giving money to Scientology. So, weird partnership? That's just business. Also, like, aren't they still trying to figure out how to unfuck their thing because it's still running on Flash? I seem to remember reading something about that briefly, where it's just like, yeah, well, because it was bought from the original creator by Scientologists, and then they put Scientology references into it. It's such a weird thing. Such a fucking weird thing. Such a fucking weird thing. You know, so I had this dream. This was a dream. This doesn't exist. But I had this dream relatively recently where there was an update to Pokemon Go where they released a new set of legendaries that were all NFTs. And you could get them by going to physical spaces and catching them. And then they'd put it into your NFT wallet. And in that dream, it caused mass pandemonium. And there was riots in the streets because of it. I don't think that's too far off of reality. It's one of the only, like, vivid dreams I've had in the last few months. Was that. currently owned by NetDragon Websoft, a Chinese investment firm, ACC to Wikipedia. Okay, so you know what? Like I would say that is significantly better than being owned by a cult. So, not bad. Chinese organization, random Chinese organization, better than actual cult. In a specific bagel shop in Rome, right? That's what I was thinking. It's like, man, oh my god. Owned by CBS Paramount. I have a serious question. How the fuck did they fuck up Neopets so bad? Like, Neopets had an opportunity to be like one of the biggest games in the world, one of the biggest franchises in the world, like forever. And then it just flopped, you know? It just kind of like fizzled. It's literally it's literally Pokemon plus animal cruelty. Serious question. What the fuck's Pokemon then? Isn't Pokemon just Pokemon with animal cruelty? Like, it's literally like Pokemon is cockfighting, which is definitely animal cruelty. Speaking of cockfighting, Ubisoft, please release the cockfighting minigame as its own video game. Please. Thank you. Yeah, so is Neopets, but I'm just trying to figure out why, like, you're basically what I'm saying is you're stating that Pokemon is not animal cruelty, which I do not agree with. Pokemon is definitely animal cruelty. You're suggesting so is Neopets, and I do agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just stating that so is Pokemon. Both of those things are animal cruelty. Hey, chat, you want to become famous? Can I just, like, shout out this bot for a second? Big Smockerp? Smockerp? It's a good username. Tencent x Scientology. When Tencent buys Scientology, then I'll agree with you. Rip Big Smoke, yeah, right. Rip Big Smock. Sometimes the bot names are funny. Have you managed to get any more time into messing around with DF, Dan? Of two number 2, of 2 numbered 9s. I don't know the whole speech, I'll be honest. I just remember the 2 number 9s part. Speaking of, I was reading a little bit about the, like, kind of atrocious looking remastered trilogy of Grand Theft Auto games. I was kind of looking at those. Apparently, they used AI to upres all of the textures, which is why they look so horrendous. Which I think is interesting. Like, they did an AI pass and then they touched it up. Your birthday was this weekend? Oh, well, happy belated. Is not doing so well in the last decade, which is why Tencent should buy them. Naturally. Now's a good opportunity. I'm trying to figure out what you mean with that sentence, Banana. Pardon? They did what? Can I ask a question? So I'm looking at this screenshot, right? Grand Theft Auto, obviously. What is with these shadows? Do people think that they look good? Those super duper dark shadows. I see games every now and again with these incredibly dark shadows. The shadows in this look better than the shadows in this. You know what I mean? Like, it almost looks like cell shading. It's so dark. Yeah, that's also not what I thought, Orange. I was not... I had no idea what Banana was talking about when he was talking about this. I don't know what it is, but they look awful. But the nut next to it's very funny. The fact that it's a circle instead of, you know, the shape of a nut is very funny. This one still looks correct. Over here. Don't know about this one. It's a remaster, but not a remaster of the Grand Theft Auto games. It's a remaster of the phone ports of the Grand Theft Auto games. So it's still technically a remaster. It's just not the remaster that anybody wanted. Like, it's absolutely a remaster, but... I mean, I didn't even know that it was out, Dan. The big problem is the fact that they've, you know, removed the old games from sale. Like, if they... Yeah, there's a phone port. You can buy San Andreas on your phone if you want. How can I turn disappointment into a reword? My favorite comment yesterday was from Grand Theft Auto was just Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Reforged. Just call it Reforged. If it's terrible, just call it Reforged. That way we'll just constantly remind everybody about how shit Blizzard can be. And also at the same time, refer to a game that replaces or destroys the original in the process. Which is what all of those games are. Because they destroyed / erased the original in the process. What? Why did my population go down by 1? I'm at 29. I was at 30. Now I'm at 29. What happened? Checking all the bedrooms. That's your next AAA that you're looking at? I have no interest in playing Red Dead Redemption. Absolutely no interest. Age of Empires I will pick up when that's $30. Alright, what the Oh my god. Jack Nurick, you're a brainiac. My camera was just off of this. So you know how a dwarf broke a bunch of windows and then I replaced them? Dwarf locked himself inside. Age of Empires 4 is wonderful. It's genuinely wonderful. It doesn't screenshot well, you're right. But I wouldn't say it looks awful. Anyway. I almost want to save scum that. Almost. We're into early summer. Although, actually, I don't think I can. I do not agree in the slightest with that statement, Banana, but whatever. Chat, do I save scum this? Or do I try to save scum this? Or do we just let this dwarf die? This is your call, chat. This is your call, chat. Nah. I don't know if it's even possible to rescue them. Let's not. It just means we get to wait for more dwarves. That's all that it means. I should have seen that. I mean, I need to place more coffins anyway, so. You got to be here to witness your death. The sad part is your death is associated with a brawl that happened. Because that window was broken by a brawl, and then we forgot to go get you. And then you locked yourself in. It's my own fault, because, like, I had, like, the thought in my head where I was like, I should check that. Make sure that he didn't lock himself in. Because I saw him replacing it. And then I just kind of panned the camera down and talked for 10 minutes. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's pretty bad looking. It's pretty bad looking. Pretty meme-worthy, too. Putting it kindly. If there's anything positive to take away from it, it's got a lot of good memes coming out of it, but... Ahoy, Chocobo. Humans have arrived. Jack Nurk is getting put away. The way that works best for you. Banana. There is no right or wrong way. I'm not digging rooms, I'm digging coffins. Or rather, I'm digging graves. Because we had a dwarf just die. That's how I'm still digging rooms. Like I said, set up scaffolding the way that you find the best and most convenient. There is no right or wrong way to do it. But I don't really have a better option for you, just based on your description. You ask, what's the proper way to set up scaffolding? My response, there is no proper way to build scaffolding. Construction stairs normally and just removing them one tile at a time. Okay, are you asking me how do you remove scaffolding, or are you asking me how you build scaffolding? Like, you build scaffolding. And then you remove it one tile at a time. That's the best way to build scaffolding. Dwarf Fortress is a constant battle against tedium. It will always be that way. And it's just the way it is. It is slow, yeah. The better way to do it is to build in such a way so that you don't need scaffolding. That's the better way to do it. But I don't know. And yes, it's slow. Every time I've used scaffolding, it's very slow. Very slow. Extremely slow, even. Were you here when I built this tower? We built scaffolding all the way up around both sides and then removed it all. You're not that smart? Then I can't help you, man. Technically, scaffolding isn't a thing in Dwarf Fortress, right? Like, it's a thing that players do because it's necessary, but it's not actually a thing in DF. So, you know, there is that. When are you guys going to put that dwarf body away? Okay. And your point is what, Banana? You should have chopped the tree down first. Like, you're talking about this like it's an unusual occurrence. Like, cut down your trees. Don't give them places to walk. Quit being silly. No, this is... Things like this just happen when you're playing Dwarf Fortress. If you're wondering why these things are happening, it's because you're playing Dwarf Fortress. My wealth? Whatever that number is. The big number. Big number that is very big. I'm waiting for it to start hitting the population word. I'm not even trying to accumulate wealth right now. If I was trying to accumulate wealth, oh boy. Merchant's Guild is here to trade, and... Jesus, please. Being a bookkeeper is not a bad job. Why do you default to somebody hating their job because it's work? Jobs that keep you busy, that are a lot of work, can be a lot of fun and rewarding. And generally, I would say that the dwarves in this fort are really well treated, and we actually don't produce that much, so... It's just more likely a lot of filing cabinets. A lot of different pieces of parchment written down in chests. Hate is a strong word, I'll say. On behalf of the Merchants Guild, let me bid farewell to you and your stout dwarves, and we will see you next year, human. But also, I can confirm that my bookkeeper, Ghost, pretty fucking happy dwarf, generally. Wants to work out more, but fucking happy dwarf. Who cares if they work fast? The only thing they need to do. If you're talking about DF. Naturally. What else are they supposed to do? Also, a lot of time? You mean like run up and stand there for about a quarter of a second and then leave? Give them like, yeah, that's you, Ghost. You're my bookkeeper and trader. They'll go socialize. Absolutely. Is that why you're watching my stream, Chocobo? Hi, Diamond. I try, Diamond. I mean, I pay a bookkeeper once a year to do my taxes, so right there with you. Can believe that they would watch a lot of YouTube. Although I'm pretty sure my bookkeeper is of a generation that doesn't really know what YouTube is. Speaking of YouTube, I fell down an old YouTube rabbit hole recently because there was a reference in a Mandalore video to a Ray William Johnson video. And I was so perplexed by the existence of Ray William Johnson and remembering that he existed. I went and looked at his YouTube channel. Apparently he uploads like 10 shorts a day. So that's what, and he's doing super fucking well. So that's what he does these days. He just uploads YouTube shorts constantly, just roasting people on Twitter. Very strange to me, but I guess if it's a living. Nice that I can export vests now. I'm just kind of happy that that dude's still off doing weird shit. Every now and again, I'll fall down rabbit holes of just like, what happened to YouTubers that I used to watch or friends used to watch? Or, how fucked up is Shane Dawson in 2021? The answer, pretty fucked up. Pretty fucked up. I think he's just like not allowed on the internet anymore, in fact. Somehow. They finally figured out he was weird. It only took people multiple decades. Probably for the best. Yeah. The only good content that Shane Dawson has really produced in the last 10 years is the "No, I didn't fuck my cat" tweet. Which is probably one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen. Good. Marvelous. Good. He is just a very flamboyant man on YouTube, child, I should say, on YouTube, who used to do a lot of really racist comedy sketches on YouTube in like the late 2000s. Got super famous, became one of the biggest people on YouTube, then had multiple scandals, apologized for all of his old racist content and swore to stop making it, and then started making problematic documentaries where he supports eating disorders and shit, and ripping people off in the makeup YouTube world, and then eventually just kind of got blasted off the internet, which seems to kind of be where he is now. He was one of those like every 2 years apology videos people. So, yeah, he's one of those. Also, like, accused of liking people that are not old enough to be liked kind of deal. People. Seems for the better. I mean, he's just sitting on a pile of money in Hollywood somewhere, but yeah. Definitely for the better. Definitely for the better. Cats, apparently. I actually went and looked up what was referencing that, and it was actually just a misunderstanding and a quote being taken out of context, but it was just really funny. That one was actually kind of genuine. It was just really funny when I saw that tweet. You never want to learn the truth about the cat thing? It was literally a quote from a podcast where he made a joke taken out of context. That went viral. Unrelated to the podcast. But then again, I say a lot of shit that if somebody just clipped that one line and posted it on the internet and it went viral, I would get potentially in trouble because I say things that, if taken out of context, could be bad. Also, I'm sure somebody, if they spent enough time, could probably go through all of my VODs on YouTube and clip together me saying something horrible. You could definitely fake that together. Hypothetically, yeah. You know? I'm sorry, what, Axon? Gremlin for mayor? I mean, maybe the gremlin for mayor, like, why are you going this way? I've never seen a dwarf go around this way. Weird. Are you just like currently surviving off of donations to the generous Gremlin for Mayor campaign? It's going to come out to all just be a giant scandal and scam, Diamond? Is that what you're suggesting? Because who is collecting the donation funds? I'm just saying. Who is? It can't be you. Because if it is you, then we may have a problem. At some point, I want to mine out an entire layer. Because I've never actually done that. I just want to go to a layer like, I don't know, maybe like below this and below this. Go down to like here and just go from all the way down here to all the way up here and just mine the whole thing out. I kind of want to do that. Just because I've never mined out an entire layer before in Dwarf. What are you linking to? I'm not going to open that just because I don't know what's in it, but... Pretty much. Reg, pretty much. Is that why they went away? I'm kind of glad it ended, Banana. I never followed anything outside of just the YouTube channel directly. But I watched Marble Hornets. I started watching Marble Hornets when Entry 9 had just come out. I watched all of it. All of it. But I don't know. I personally, I kind of felt like it was something that needed to end, so I'm kind of glad it did. When it comes to a lot of those old YouTube shows, I suppose, I believe it's important for things to just kind of have an end. Stuff can't go on in perpetuity. Otherwise, it just becomes a soap opera. Who likes that? Seemed really hollow. Yeah. Who cares? Move on. Go watch something else. Just watch local news. Or, you know, just local 58. Ah! Why do you have music? YouTube's supposed to be muted. You like creepy shit on YouTube? Just watch that. Because there was a digital transition 2 weeks ago. It's the first thing in 2 years, actually. I need to watch that. You love it. It's so good. Just remember to watch Real Sleep before bed. And don't look at the moon. It's like maybe my favorite like YouTube horror thing right now. Just because it doesn't update all the time. That's a weird thing to say that's entertaining, but I'll let you have that opinion, I suppose. Banana? Or just watch it while on the toilet. Save some steps, Orange. I'm a believer in ending shit. Yes, I agree. Just like Star Wars. Let it fucking die! Imagine if your shit didn't end. That would be a long period of time in the bathroom. Until you ran out of internal organs. I would rather we don't talk about what you're talking about, Banana. That's not exactly what I would describe as things that I like to see discussed in my channel. Are they actually making a remake of Lord of the Rings? Pardon? Or are you just saying that? Because I can't. You're just saying, all right. It wouldn't actually, in the world that we live in, it wouldn't actually surprise me. It just got one worse. We're at 29. Need to be at 35 before we can go back to major projects. Which kind of sucks. There's reasons why I don't think that this comparison should ever be made by anybody ever, but 1995, the film Heat, is probably better than Dune because it's a single story. Also a 3-hour movie. I rewatched Heat 2 days ago, so Heat's at the front of my brain right now. I haven't watched Heat in like 2 decades, probably. Heat's still a very good movie. I remembered really liking that movie. Oh, I've heard about this. The one that's like loosely follows the Silmarillion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, no, I seem to recall hearing about that. Cheers, Authority. It's been pretty chill, so it's nice to eat that. Like how I know you're ending your cosmic? Well, sometimes you gotta do that. I mean, people gotta pay bills, and bills keep coming and they don't stop coming. How come they haven't removed that? Oh, right, yeah, duh. I'm an idiot. Need this dwarf's corpse to get removed. Is, you know, nobody gonna remove that dwarf's corpse? The way this works? Gotta be bits and pieces of him somewhere that we can't get to. Gotta be that. Oh, there we go. Just gotta finish putting that dwarf in the tomb. Then we can go back to just hanging out in the tavern. I read the first 5 books of the Wheel of Time series, I think. It was 4 or 5. And then my eyes just started degrading. There is a Foundation series, and I've heard horrible things about it. Almost nothing positive about it. As a Canadian, I'll just simply say, you don't do that? But it's almost like Americans are scared of the government doing literally anything. Banana, so. They're very much of their time. A lot of books are. A lot of books are. Although, here's the thing, right? The Expanse is a brilliant TV series, but a like good TV series is based on books are not always that common. Yeah, I've heard literally nothing good about Foundation. Literally nothing good. I've heard a lot of things, but nothing good. So either very few people are watching Twitch today, or the subjects that we're talking about are scaring people away, or people are finally starting to get bored of Longdeath just being me waiting for dwarves to have babies. It's one of the three. I'm not sure which. I'm kind of leaning on people are just not watching Twitch today. I mean, I'm familiar with what Foundation is. No. Banana. Because that will slow the frame rate down. If you'd like to watch Longdeath at 1 frame per second, we could do that. I mean, clearly you didn't forget. Unless you forgot something else, unrelated. I mean, I think that you can go your whole life without, you know, it wouldn't be FPS death. It would just, frame rate would be really slow for a little bit. FPS death is when the frame rate goes to 0 and never comes back. So you're saying that you got given the Hunger Games and you never read it? I think that you could probably go your whole life without ever reading the Hunger Games and be okay. Yeah, literally just letting them idle in large social groups is the best thing to do. It's literally the best thing to do. Current game. All right, let's put them back up. Well, actually, I mean, we don't need to lock them in the tavern. We can let them run around because there's plenty of idling going on, but I'll put them back up in there. You better not be bothered when you're on vacation, god damn it. It should be against the law for them to bother you. When you're on vacation, you should be on vacation. Never mind. Gonna let them back out again. I need 10 cabinets. 10 cabinets? 2 cabinets. I've definitely had, like, some fort slowdowns. Like, my Halloween fort had a couple major slowdowns, but never died. You need to learn how to post sentences? Yeah, I do that too. Just use commas forever. Calm it down! Did you set the temperature too high? They all caught fire? Oh, Caven. That's kind of funny. What's up, Rhino? You're my #1 fan? Cool. Do you have a fan with the #1 on it? I'm just imagining you with like just a person with one of those like fans from Japan with just like letter print #1 on it. I mean, Twitch chat, you could probably never capitalize anything and never post a period, and I'm sure that we would survive. I'm sure that we would survive, Authority. As somebody who glares at anti-work relatively frequently, I tend to agree. Athros. It's a good subreddit, though. If you want a really good cathartic subreddit, go to /r/anti-work. It's a really good cathartic subreddit. As somebody who's self-employed and just likes watching people complain because it's cathartic about old jobs that I used to have, that's a good subreddit. E+ on that. Shame. Only 97. Hasn't hit 100 yet. This guy. Oh, Orange, thanks for gifting a sub to Rhino. The first Twitch-related revenue of the day. Because we got a tip earlier, but thanks for gifting a sub. First person to gift a sub today. You're anti-work. You've been in NEET for 2 years now. There you go. Like maybe creating a Reddit account. Now that should be for /art Tinder. I dared him. My fault. Orange, thanks for gifting a sub to Aquafunkalistic Booty Wap. Yeah, you know, I think I might just leave the dwarves out of the celebrate room for a bit. Just because a lot of these dwarves are like just weaving cloth. I kind of want some of them to get some skills. Like... you have for crafts, weaving and clothes making. I need some more looms. I'm making that out of wagon wood. And kimberlite, why not? Get nice and blue. But thanks for gifting 2 subs, Orange. Cheers. 2 more to go till 100. An anonymous sub gifter has gifted a sub to authority denial. Man, I wonder who did that. Thanks, Orange, for gifting a sub to authority denial. I was supposed to pour coffee, but instead just drank straight out of the thing. Good to have you back for a 5th month authority. As I pour coffee. When you run out of money and you have to start waging again, you're going to be so... I mean, there's the key to that. Don't run out of money. You know? Don't run out of money. Or start working again before you run out of money, and then just only work a little bit to stretch that as long as you possibly can. What, like random gift subs from sub bombs type deal? Is that what you mean by random one? I mean, it happens. Anyone got a resub? Does anybody have 100 bits on their account or a resub they need to click? Because I think Orange wants to self-create a hype train. Orange is trying real hard right now. I think Orange wants emotes. Please tell me that was you, Orange, and you've officially managed to figure out that you can completely make a hype train by yourself. Unless that's somebody else. And to whoever did that, cheers. For the little ghosty bits. So, Orange has finally figured out how to manufacture a train by himself. And fuel it. And run it. The U.S. weather emergency alert? Weather emergency alert? Banana, thanks for gifting us up. The patchwork, damn it. Patchwork back for the 28th month. Yeah, most of the dwarves are just socializing, which is what we need. I know you've carried hype trains before, but I don't believe I've seen you start one entirely by yourself. That's a new one to me. But it's you and Banana. Cheers, Banana. Oh, you have? Okay. This is the first time I've noticed it then. How's that? But thanks, Banana, for gifting a sub. A few other dwarves in on this. Ultimate, you looked like you needed a job earlier. You were acting bored. Go process some plants. Unless everybody's... Oh, yeah, okay, we already... More people doing it. That makes sense. Yeah, I think we're going to get back to doing kind of lighter jobs around the edges. 3 cabinets. But thanks for all the gift subs and 100 bits. Keeping the stream funded. After 9 years, we're still here. Against all odds. What does it do? If you got a subscription to my channel, Rhina, it means you can now watch the stream without ads, and you can also use emotes. And thanks for gifting out 2 more subs. To Clino and Roland. You know what's funny is the hype train bar filled up before the sub alert, before I even got the notification of those gifts, which is kind of interesting on my... There you go. See, you figured it out. You now can watch the stream without seeing ads. Also, just a reminder for everybody, tomorrow we're going to have Tarn Adams on the stream. That'll be fun. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific. Which means tonight I get to spend like 2 hours going through the like almost 200 questions people have submitted from Reddit and YouTube. Should be fun. Should be fun, I would think. It's been fun in previous rounds. So it'll be fun this time. It says plants, harvest plants. We're just making it, we're restocking our cloth supplies because our cloth supplies got kind of small. Orange gifting out another 5-pack. Because you wanted to be number 1. I mean, you got to be number 1 somewhere, right? Thanks for chucking out 5s. Cheers, man. And to anybody who got those, congrats. Enjoy the ad-free viewing. Where's the next 30 days? I've never seen the weird sub-goal thing at the top of that before. Huh. Good win, Banana. You definitely didn't bribe the bot to do that. There we go. Making those rock cabinets for the mayor. Pog indeed. Also, we now have Pi subs. 314. You lost your 420. No! Sad weeks. If you look at the totally real mayor election polls, you'll see that Gremlin is number 1. I will totally agree with you that in the totally real election polls, Gremlin is always number 1. Nothing crazy this time, because what you've just done wasn't crazy. Like, you know, gifting what? Hold on. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not crazy? Chad, is gifting out 10 subs crazy? Because, like, that's not cheap. Like, if you look at the cost of gifting 10 subs, that's not nothing. Like, it's kind of a lot of money. So, I would, it's certainly nice. That's one way to put it, yeah. Dropping $50 is, as my friends would call, let's bang money. That's like when you sit down at the bar with 4 people and say, let's start today off correctly. There must be a story there. There's definitely some context there. I was like, you must have an interesting group of friends, my friend. Is this like those friends that my ex used to know that were just like, hey, do you want to come to our orgy next week? And then we'd just be like, yeah, not really. We'll stay between the 2 of us, thanks. Because I've had that discussion with a person before, and it's a discussion. They apparently always have they always play Halo afterwards, which is a big head scratcher for me. He'd have to buy you a drink first? What, to get to bang or get $50 on the table? Stay for the Halo? Apparently, like, their only rule was you had to bring pizza money. This was like 6 years ago. It's like, yeah, just bring money for pizza. Learning a lot about people that I know, right? Well, $50 is an expensive fucking drink. Unless you're, like, getting whiskey, I guess. Autumn has come. It's that time of year. Sound fun, not gonna lie? It's not really. I don't want that. I know how much drama those people have, and shit takes years off your life. I'll put it that way. Reasons I dodged that offer. I still technically know those people. Technically. They're people I haven't spoken with in like at least 3 or 4 years. Pato. This stage in Fort Life, what sort of expansions and new additions do I actually need to manage? Hobby projects and pet projects and weird mega projects that are ridiculously oversized. The happiest day of my life? That's a wide question. What this human says right now. Thanks for the train, Orange. Cheers, man. 11 gift subs and $1. See, here's the thing. You know, if you want to talk about open relationships and, like, people being mature adults, that's one thing. Marvelous. But those people were neither mature nor people I would consider to be adults, even though legally, yes, they were adults. So there's definitely something to be said for that lifestyle. But there's also something to be said for finding a mature crew that know what the fuck they're doing with that lifestyle. And those people certainly did. Stone, let me know if you got it, if you're here. I think you are. Following up. What was the last thing Stone said? 5 minutes ago? Yeah, it's fall. It's fall. Two people were in public chatting about buying a bond for someone in game as a playtime to play free to declare. That's let's bang money. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I like that. It sounds like the time that I ran into a couple role-playing in RuneScape. It was very funny. They were in a quest area, too. Or rather, 2 people in RuneScape role-playing. I don't know if there were a couple. Mediocrely expensive kind, significantly expensive or greater. It's let's bang money. That's okay. You've got cool friends then. I respect this. I respect this now that it has a backstory instead of just a question mark. got as well. Yay. Yeah, the fast lexicon of quotes and terms that you've gotten from eavesdropping on strangers in public. Well, it's just like if anybody says anything even remotely mean to me or my friend Kevin, our knee-jerk response to it is immediately, that's all bullying. All of that is all bullying. And again, there's a reason for that statement. If anybody says anything that's even remotely mean or like out of context or rude to somebody, the only response we have is, that's all bullying. All of that is all bullying. You have to make it sound like a lady in her 50s. And again, there's a story behind it. We were on the ferry going over to Victoria, and we were hanging out with some friends on the ferry. There was about 8 of us, and we were talking about work. Because at the time I worked at McDonald's at the time, and I was streaming, but I hadn't really, like, nobody knew me, so I wouldn't consider streaming work at the time. But we were all talking about our jobs, and 2 of us worked at coffee shops, 1 of us worked at IKEA, a couple restaurants. There was about 8 of us, and we were just sitting there. We were talking about shitty customers mostly, and this elderly lady, or maybe not elderly, this lady in her like late 50s, early 60s, gets up and she just like looks at us, walks over, points her cane at us, and says, all of the things you're talking about, that's all bullying. All of it. All bullying. And she just stormed off. And we're just sitting there, we're like, we're talking about how we get harassed at work. What? So when anybody says anything even remotely rude to anybody around me and my friend Kevin, it's all bullying. All of that is all bullying. She misfired. Yeah, she misfired at the wrong people. Like, we're the victims. It's like, yes, it's technically bullying, but it's like we're the ones getting harassed. Like, we were talking about funny ways that customers would fuck with us and like getting a cackle out of it, because that's what you do, right? Like when you talk about that asshole that always orders the French fries that are done for an extra 5 minutes and burnt, and if you don't, he'll scream at you or throw the fries back at you. That kind of person, fuck that guy, right? But we just kind of sat there bewildered for a couple of minutes and then just cracked up laughing once we realized what she was talking about. Because initially we were just really confused about what she was talking about. We're like, what? I'm sorry, lady, pardon? So, yeah. She was trying to be a good person, and she very much misfired, yeah. It's very funny. Sending all the dwarves back up to the tavern. Unironically says the words, I'm the most humble person I know, and they all just nodded and said, wow. I'm the most humble person I know. Wow. You know what's ironic is saying the word I am, or saying the sentence, I am the humblest person I know, is very not humble. It's like the opposite of humble, actually. Last I checked, yeah. He said nothing crazy this week, though. He just wanted to be number 1. So he literally started a hype train by himself. Like 10 minutes ago. It was surreal. Do you think that's one of those... Were they all the same age, Banana? Welcome back with food, Dragon. Were they all the same age? Because if they were all, if the dude talking was older, maybe it's like an uncle or something that you can't say no to. Oh, they were college students? All right, then they're just idiots. Never mind. College students is like a code word for immature twat, so this checks out. You got so much clothing to get rid of. I mean, maybe this is a person who's like a dick if you disagree with them. I mean, I've met a few people like that, so I mean, maybe it's one of those situations. Just admitting that I can be like that, okay? I'm not that anti-self-aware. I'm so mystified by what just happened, Orange. Pardon? I'm so mystified by that. I'm just like, because I thought the Twitch won't let you press enter with, there you go. How did responding break it? What? Anyway, get wrecked, Rari, I suppose. Thanks for the 15 bucks, Orange. You see, you screwed up. You should have typed in, you should have cheered $11.48. Only Orange can pull off that kind of typo. I don't even know how it broke. Like, how? Wait, what bands, Ryan? What bands? Oh, on Friday, Ryan, I'm buying tickets to go see the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Very excited. Chat, can I get a round of beers for Orange being a ridiculously curious son of, or a ridiculously generous son of a bitch? Nil says, I'm your liaison from the Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. Copied the message from the cheer menu? Huh, weird. World is the same as ever. I've seen I've seen every single one of those bands before. Literally every single one of those bands. Any of the bands Brass Against. Apparently Brass Against is going to be touring with Tool. I wonder how Tool feels about this. Neil says, farewell. I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. When are they in Vancouver? Early 2022. I'd need to look at the tickets again. Because they're not up for sale yet, so I haven't actually bought them. They go on sale tomorrow. May 21st, 2022. You saw me playing it on YouTubes, did you know? Hello, YouTubes! I can't read the word YouTubes without thinking about, hello, YouTubes! No, Brass Against. Brass, B-R-A-S-S Against is apparently going to be opening for Tool. They play Rage Against the Machine covers, and they're a brass band. But the vocalist peed on a fan a couple of days ago on stage during a festival that they were at. Anyway, just look him up. You'll find lots of videos of her peeing on that dude's face. Like 50 million times. Have you? Well, make it 50 million and one then, clearly. Also, does anybody actually know what I'm talking about when I say hello YouTubes and then started humming that little song? No, like a human being, like a dude in like a metal vest. You guys don't have any fucking YouTube culture. Jesus Christ, you youngins. Fucking Ronald Jenkins. How is that a public freakout, Digital Dan? What? She just peed on his face. It wasn't really a public freakout. But no, this guy. This fucking dude. I can't show it because, like, he definitely has copy protection on this. But, like, this fucking dude. How have you not heard of Ronald Jenkins? The hell? Christ. No, I think Orange is saying that the day that a band is coming to Vancouver that I'm going to go see is his birthday. You were around for the birth of Ask Jeeves and you don't know what I meant? Man. It was like, so Ronald Jenkins was like the first, or Ronald Jenkins was the first successful YouTube musician. He was the first guy to have a song that he just said, yeah, use it in whatever you want. Back in the day. He was the first guy to just be like, yo, yeah, buy my album and you can use it in your videos. He was the first dude to do that. And it was just him like fucking jamming on his synthesizers. And then he'd write cool beats and put them out. And he had a funny looking face and a funny voice and people loved him. Ronald Jenkins, he was good people. Never heard it? Bad. Then one vid on YouTube is that bald guy. That bald guy? Yeah. No, it's fucking great, dude. All of his shit is so good. All of his shit is so good. Yeah, like he puts out an album every other year or so. Like he's a successful musician now. He basically had a couple viral videos and now he's just a successful musician who tours sometimes. And what's funny is like the first handful of videos he uploaded to that YouTube channel are just him complaining about how messy his roommate was. It's like rant video number 1. Look at how like much mess there is. There's just like shit everywhere. The guy doesn't even do the fucking dishes. And then he puts out like this fucking incredible jam. Man. I used to watch those videos when they were coming out live. Yeah, the guy on the piano that stares at you. Yeah, he's really recent. Although to me, like the dude who plays piano and stares at you on YouTube is very much to me just Agent 47. Like that is Agent 47 in disguise. Like change my mind. Look at all this trash, behold orgasm, right? Yeah, no, if you like that type of weird synthy music, you will love Ronald Jenkins' music. If you think that song's fire, that's not even his best one. Just listen to some of his other music. His music's all great. I mean, does anybody here remember Lonely Girl in regards to old YouTube? Anybody? Or is it okay to microwave this? I'm trying to think of like random other old YouTube things. Build the uploads to create an alibi. Yes, this is true. Definitely factual. I could not see how that could possibly be a lie. All right. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I need to take a piss. I'll be right back. Don't do anything stupid while I'm gone. I'm looking at you, Orange. I mean, when does Orange do things that aren't stupid is the actual question. All right, I return. You can commence with the stupidity. Split beer. Excellent. Oh, also, in regards to the Halcyon Frequency Discord server, we're going to be hosting Farming Simulator 2022 servers, by the way. We're just here to ask and answer, or not ask and answer one simple question. We're here just to ask a question. Is it okay to microwave this? Puts an airbag in microwave. Man, the good old days of people just like almost killing themselves on YouTube. You know, like they started off microwaving marshmallows. Yeah, well, Will It Blend was actually a like professionally run show that is still running. You know, he did Will It Blend at Home, Pandemic Edition. Fact. Will It Blend ended with the crowbar episode, I'm not gonna lie. Like that was kind of the last canon Will It Blend. The rest is all just like the sequel series. It was a very good marketing stunt, but yes, it was a marketing stunt. Pretty late. I mean, you know what is old YouTube to me? Is this. This guy's kind of old YouTube to me. Just because I'm gonna sort by old, just to show how old some of his videos are. This guy's old YouTube. No, 15 years ago. 15 years ago. 15 years ago. Old YouTube. That's old YouTube. Him and Pogo. Pogo, right? What was the name of that person? Pogo? Yes, Pogo was also old. Yeah, the person who put out the Alice and all these videos. This person. The person who got sued by Disney and then they hired him. Old YouTube. Want the Disney remixes, yeah. Numa Numa Yay and Leroy Jenkins, yep. You still listen to his music? I still listen to Ronald Jenkins. Did he ever blend a blender? I don't know, maybe. If he did, it was after me. All I'll say is, as much as I love the work that I do, I don't think people are going to be looking back on my YouTube channel in 15 years and going, man, remember when that guy uploaded? Or do you remember when that guy started? No one's going to be doing that. There might be like 10 people. I don't consider that YouTube. That's just old memes. Marvelous. Because that was an actual song. Being reminiscent on Hamster Dance is like people who are going to be reminiscent on what the Fox say in like a decade. His videos are still up. Well, 4 hours each. Yeah, there will be like 1 or 2 people kind of blinking back and being like, "Oh my god, blind uploads still? Holy shit!" Because that's the actual reality and the likely reality. I'll probably still be uploading. Don't make it weird, Orange. All right. I mean, so is, like, Baby Shark, but people don't like it, you know? I love that this barn owl just operates like a dog. It's like, you're a frickin' barn owl. You can fly, but it just doesn't bother. You know what? Rock crafts. Let's just do like 300 rock crafts. Make a bunch of rock crafts. I can't tell if that's a joke or not, Banana. I genuinely can't tell. I don't know. We used to sing that song around the campfire like 2 decades ago, so in Scouts. I used to sing that fucking song in Beavers and Cubs. Like, well, I mean, if you said it's too hard on the jaws, I would have gotten the joke, but you said it's too hard on the jaws, so I couldn't quite tell if that was a joke or not. Missed an ass. There's a guy you watched forever ago on YouTube, and he swapped over to Twitch primarily, and it's weird watching him now because how good his mic and computer are now. Really? I mean, you probably could be talking about me, technically. More grammatical, you chose poorly. Eh. Who still remembers JTV? JTV's not that old, though. What? Here's an actual question. Who remembers Blog TV? There's one for you to sink your teeth into. Twitch, like, of all things, actually does a pretty good job, like, reminding people. By the way, we came from Justin TV. Like, Twitch itself is pretty good at reminding people of that. Who still have live journals? It's better than Facebook, to be fair. Blog TV and Ustream, man. Back in the day. The 2 main competitors. Blog TV and Ustream. Doesn't some rapper just own MySpace? I thought a rapper just owned MySpace, and they're like, yeah, we use it for music profiles. They'll never be as good as Bandcamp, unfortunately, so. I mean, so does and did Twitch. Like, literally every live streaming platform has filth on it. You just need to know where to look. I guarantee you there is somebody streaming movies and pornography on Twitch somewhere right now. You just gotta dig. I would argue Bandcamp probably has more visibility right now than MySpace. And is also a better service than MySpace. I believe it. Like, I could believe that would be really sad. You know, the only use I've gotten out of Facebook in the last 5 years, and I don't even have an account anymore, but was realizing that people I used to know are dead. It was like, I wonder what X person is up to. Look them up. Memorial. Oh. Huh. All right, then. Moves on. Like, I had that happen a couple of times. Like, people that I knew when I was, like, little and growing up that were either, like, a little bit older than me or around my age. Happened a couple of times. More and more. Marvelous? Yep, absolutely. Found out one of my scout leaders died that way. Like a friend of mine's dad. Which was weird, because like I'd kept hanging out with him. This was in like 2017, 2018. I would see this guy like once every 6 months or so we'd hang out. And then one time I was looking at Facebook and I clicked on his dad's Facebook page and it was a memorial and I hadn't seen his dad in a couple of years and I was just like, your dad died? What the fuck? He was like, yeah, I didn't like him very much. It's like, all right. Weird. Doesn't get much better. I don't know. Just get used to people dying. It's not so bad. Honestly, like, people dying doesn't bother me. people sending me suicide notes, that bothers me. As long as I don't ever have to live in a world where I get one of those in my Discord inbox ever again, I'm good. But knowing some of the worst people from high school and then reading their very unflattering obituaries was cathartic. You're a horrible person, but I respect it. I respect it. I went and looked up a kid who used to... Okay, so TLDR. When I was 14, there was this kid who was 13, right? And he used to bully the shit out of my little sister. And me to a degree, because I was, like, I was a bit of a pushover at that age. These days, definitely not so much. And a couple of years after that, definitely not so much. But when I was 14, I was very much a pushover. And this kid would bully the crap out of us. And at one point, he basically assaulted my little sister, which ended with me going to his school and beating him up after school. Anyway, I had to write an apology letter for beating a kid up on school property. It was younger than me, oddly enough. Damn near broke his nose. Went and looked up what he was up to now. Apparently, he's had two driving under the influence charges and one account of sexual assault and was in prison. So I didn't feel so bad anymore. I was like, oh, yeah, that checks out. What a shitbag. Kinda don't feel so bad anymore. It's happened once. Hopefully never again. Yeah. Lots of shit people in this world. I mean, I don't know. I feel kind of better about beating the kid up now. I'll put it that way. It's terrible that he's an awful piece of shit, but... Because literally he had parents, he had siblings, he died. It's kind of sad. Were Witch Doctor spam messages? As in the song Witch Doctor? Like my friend the Witch Doctor, he gave me this advice. What do you mean by Witch Doctor spam messages? Advertisements for actual witch doctors. I mean, I haven't been on Facebook in like 5 years at this point. 4 or 5 years, really? Aside from like occasionally to look somebody up. What? This seems like a racket. Where can I get in on this? I'll spam you with witch doctor comments. Talk to the dead! With my magic. Oh, this wasn't on Facebook? Boo. I once told a kid that he called me, mention one more time. And you mean the homophobic slur, right? I punched him in the mouth and he knocked out his front teeth. Nice! Gotcha. I was just clarifying which word you were clarifying. I kicked a kid in the nuts so hard for calling a friend of mine that word. He keeled over and cried for about 10 minutes straight, and I got grounded. So I knew this kid named Thorin who was very much on batting for the same team, if you know what I'm saying. And at the time in high school, that was not something that was acceptable amongst most kids. He was a cool dude. He liked good music. We mostly just like talked about Lego and good music. But he got harassed pretty hard by a lot of kids. And at one point, this one kid was just name calling him, and I was like, say that one more time. And he did, and I just bonk in the nuts. Yeah, that. You know, it's funny. I don't think of myself as somebody who like got into fights very frequently, but every single fight that I can think of where I did get into a fight, I won really fucking hard. I mean, I was stuck in my I was stuck in my room with Lego, so it was fine. I had Lego. That would have been like 2008. Somewhere between 2006 and 2009. I couldn't tell you what year. Somewhere in that window, because that was when I was in Scouts most. But yeah, that was still going on. That shit still goes on in high school, although it's probably to a lesser degrees now. Depends on what kind of high school you're in now. And it depends on what kind of group you're hanging around. Got attacked in a locker room once. I got locked in a locker once. Although it was one of those, like, I lost a dare kind of things, not so much a, like, I've been locked in a locker. Okay, where the fuck are all these mole dogs? Okay, so there's a family of mole dogs here, and I think they're completely trapped in. Because look at them all. There's just a bunch of mole dogs right there, and I'm starting to think they can't get out. I mean, maybe they can. Let's follow them. Let's follow the adult naked mole dog. Maybe they're not. That's awful that it broke his spine, though. Like, here's the thing, right? Like, I'm all for, like, yeah, punch the bully in the head, but don't, like, permanently injure somebody. You know? Like, yeah, I was the brunt of a lot of bullying, but I definitely don't think that even bullies should be permanently injured. Breaking somebody's spine is a permanent injury. Like, assholes don't deserve to have their lives ruined for being assholes. They do deserve, however, to get a swift kick in the nuts, but, like, you know. Or punched in the side of the head, but, like, always disappointing. There is nothing more dangerous than a adolescent human. There's nothing meaner and more brutal than an adolescent human. Marvelous. Doesn't matter if they're a boy, doesn't matter if they're a girl, doesn't matter if they're otherkin. The most brutal bullshit people in the world are people between the age of 10 and 15. The meanest fucking people you'll ever meet between the age of 10 and 15. And what's even better is the worst people in those groups, it's probably the highlight of their life, and it ends when they hit like 18. Once you got a bully in trouble for throwing a pencil off his face really bad. For throwing a pencil off his face really hard in the middle of class. What do you mean by off his face? And he started just saying some shitty things to you from across the class, and the teacher's back was turned, so I whipped the pencil at his face, and he was so mad that he started cussing me out at max volume while he sat there with a poker face, and the teacher turns around and only sees the guy going off and sends him to the principal's office. While they were gone, you picked up your pencil. Nice. Bullseye. I don't think I ever did anything like that. You can't say that in public, Witchy Popo, because that is a trademark of who owns that show? Hold on a second. Who owns the word bazinga? Big Bang Theory. Former Big Bang Theory writer Stephen Engel came up with the word. It is a Trademark and it is a registered trademark for Warner Bros. Entertainment Inc. Bazinga is illegal without a license. Yes, don't Bazinga and drive, kids. Certainly not around corporations with lots of money. Anyway, back at you, I suppose. Yeah, it's fine. Streamer will live. Streamer says lots of things out loud, like that are air quotes Monka TOS. It's okay. I'll live. CVC? No, definitely not CVC. Definitely Time Warner. Time TM, Warner TM, Massive Corporation TM. We're all gonna fucking die TM. Bazinga. I can't remember the last time someone referred to me as Strimmer though, and I feel oddly flattered. But Strimmer. Have you completed the game yet, Strimmer? Have we won at chat yet, Strimmer? I'm not famous, so I would say no. I mean, I've been streaming for 9 years. Right, I'm not famous yet. So clearly I haven't won yet. And neither has chat. When we're famous, then we've won. I think. I think that's how that works, right? You haven't gotten a golden cap yet? I have. I have. Because everybody had golden kappa that one day. That one day, everybody had golden kappa, and everybody's like, what the fuck? Kappa check? There's no point even, man. No point even. That's the one thing that, like, the Twitch leaks genuinely killed for me was golden kappa. It's like, there's now just websites when you can look up when algorithmically, theoretically, you would have golden kappa, and it's like 220 years from now. It's like, oh my god. It's such a sad time. Such a sad day. Back when Twitch emotes were just trash, and we liked them that way. I miss those days. You love trash emotes? Yeah. I mean, that's why we have this emote. But it's not trash. So somebody followed me a couple weeks ago, just quite literally just named Oh Hi Mark. I want that person to actually say hello in my chat at some point just for a reason to use that emote. Like, I've literally got Tommy Wiseau sitting here ready to go. I need that person to speak at some point, just so that we can all make that joke. I mean, that's not a terrible emote, Litchi. Terrible emotes are emotes that people don't appreciate. Many people use that emote every day. I mean, because of Mark. You said, oh, hi, Mark, but That person's name wasn't literally, oh, hi, Mark. That person's name was just Mark. Like, here, let me find you a terrible emote. Actually, I don't really have many terrible emotes. Oh, this is a pretty good terrible emote. Oh, this is a good emote. Emotes that are poorly drawn, but are poorly done not intentionally. Intentionally done, poorly made emotes are crappy emotes. Bashi who? Ryan? I was actually watching Bashi Time stream some Dark Souls recently. Like, relatively recently, like at the beginning of 2021. It was actually weird to see Bashi's stream up. It's like, oh my god, fucking Bashi, Jesus. Here's a few. You're gonna post all of my emotes, Orange? Is that what's gonna happen here? I don't know, Litchi. It's just because it's a tomato emote, who's one of the biggest streamers on this site. Kind of like, misjudge it. But yes, it's pretty bad. Orange, at what point are you? Thank you for gifting another sub. You only have to gift another like 300 to catch up to Animal and Spitalier. But thanks for gifting way too many subs in the channel. Cheers, man. And enjoy the bad emotes, Litchi. Yeah, now you have trash emotes. Well, you have one trash emote and a bunch of very good emotes. Only one of my emotes is trash, I'll have you know. Well, actually, that's not true. I've got 2 emotes that are trash, but you don't have one of them. Crypt King is pretty trash. Because it's even more trash because nobody even knows what that is referencing anymore. Okay, scratch that. Very few people remember what that is actually referencing. Like I said, very few people actually remember what that is referencing. Hi, I'm Todd. We're from Atari. You may have heard of us. Actually, this emote's pretty bad. Damn emotes, though. You may have heard of us. Yep. What is it supposed to be? What, Todd Champ or Crypt King? Crypt King is... Okay, so one of my favorite franchises of all time is 3 for affiliate? Yeah, I think affiliates get 3 by default. But I would recommend not doing that. I'm just saying. Banana, I'd recommend not doing that. Just because, like, you're just willingly giving free money to Amazon if you do that. Anyway, Crypt King is I think it's the CEO of RTCO Productions, which is the company that is owned by Atari that makes or that makes Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise games. And a number of years ago, I want to say like 2017, 2016, they did one of the worst crowdfunding campaign attempts that I've ever seen to create Roller Coaster Tycoon. I can't even remember what they called it because they ended up renaming it. But it was supposed to be a Roller Coaster Tycoon, a new Roller Coaster Tycoon game, specifically for the Switch. And no, it wasn't for World. It was for the one after World. Yay, we got a child. We're back up to 30. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We'll cover that in a second. But it was using assets from World, which was horrible. And they were putting it on the Switch, but they crowdfunded it off of one of those investment sites. I can't even remember which site they crowdfunded it on, and I don't know if any of those people even got paid. But it was one of the worst. Like they didn't make their goals, so I assume that they didn't. It eventually came out. It's called Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures now, but it had one of the worst marketing videos for it I've ever seen, which just starts off with that bloke going, "Hi, I'm Todd. I'm from Atari. You may have heard of us." And the entirety of the video is down. There's a couple of YouTube channels, including an old one that I used to work on, that has footage from that video still up. So if you just look up, like, Roller Coaster Tycoon crowdfunding campaign, Todd from Atari, you might find footage of it, but it's mostly just, like, erased from the internet these days. So we have a brand new baby in the fortress. Has anybody here not had a named dwarf in this fort recently? Or in a while that would like one? This is a brand new baby boy. He was born today, which makes him very young indeed. The 30th dwarf, bring us back up to 30. Son of Imish Crazy Work and Axe Crypts. You have any siblings? You do! Dragon's their older sister. Athros, welcome to the fort. He was born today, which makes him very young indeed. He is short and fat, and his medium... I'm sorry, I'm not trying to insult you. Short and fat, and his medium-length sideburns are neatly combed. His very long mustache is neatly combed. His very long beard is arranged in double braids, and his medium-length hair is tied in a ponytail. I mean, it's understandable. He was born today, so obviously he's short. His slightly protruding cobalt eyes are close set, and his head is somewhat short. His ears are somewhat short, and his hair is a crew, and his skin is sandy tone. He is short and fat. I feel bad. His first words are gaga. Athros likes sandstone, copper, pinfire, opal, cashew wood, and the color pale pink. Belts and earrings in the sight of the aquamarine quincense, and hates oysters. Just can't stand them. Personally values tradition and finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting. Cries when he hears poetry, obviously, because he's a baby. Doesn't care if others take the time to master skills, and dreams of creating a great work of art. Finds helping others to be emotionally rewarding, and has a noticeable lack of perseverance. Often nervous, and tends to avoid physical confrontations. He works to square this natural tendency with his respected martial prowess, and he often feels discouraged. He generally acts impartially and is rarely moved to mercy, and is quick to anger, and prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible. He tends to consider what others think of him, and he doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind. He likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract, and he has an active sense of humor. Needs alcohol to get through the working day, and likes working outdoors, and only grumbles mildly at crappy weather. Welcome to the Fortress, Athros. Also, I want to check something. So, I'm looking at artifacts that are in the fortress, and I wonder how many of them were created by me that I traded on accident, because that's most of them. So, this is an artifact I made. It's a mudstone toy hammer. And it claims to be in the tile below me. Huh. I wonder if it's held by a dragon or something that's like right next door. Llama bone wool skirt. All craft worship is of the highest quality. Well, goblins ended up with something over there. I'm not going to go raiding for any of these. I'm just wondering if there's any in weird spots in the middle of nowhere. Humans have that one. I, too, cried when I heard poetry as an infant. I'm really, really, really curious about this one. That's like right below my fortress. That one. Amethyst Bolt. Weird. That Hi, I'm Todd. Did somebody else re-upload it? Or did you find it in as part of another video? Kind of curious now if somebody re-uploaded it. Glad you were able to find it, though. It's just a legendarily terrible crowdfunding campaign. That's all it is. You found it in another video? I wonder if it was the one that I did. Or it's either the one that I did or it's the one that another person I know did. Oh, never mind. Game Trailers just has it uploaded, apparently. I thought that got deleted from Game Trailers. Apparently not. But you can see why he's such a fucking walking meme. It's brilliantly horrible. Like, offensively brilliantly horrible. But it's like the most honest, terrible thing I've ever seen. Because there's something absolutely wonderful about how he says his name in this.
Hi, I'm Todd. I'm with Atari. You might have heard of us.
It's just so fucking good. I can never get tired of that. It's too fucking good. Hi, I'm Todd. I'm with Atari. You might have heard of us. Brilliant. He's so smug for no fucking reason. It's like he thinks, and what's really sad about that video is later on there's like this dude who I've actually met. Like I know a few people who worked at Naviso Productions and had to work on that game, and they were all just like, yeah, it was soul crushingly terrible, and they were terrible bosses, and I hate all of it. And it's just kind of sad. Might have heard of them. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I think that they have a bunch of NFTs, and they made a video game themed hotel. I think Orange, or they're trying to make a video game themed hotel. Because you know, if you missed that, I think they might have canceled it. Oh yeah, no, their website still exists. Yay! Stay and play. Yeah, these guys. Yeah. these guys. They think they're super cyberpunk and cool, I think. God, could you imagine staying in that building? That'd be obnoxious. I think that's supposed to be in Vegas. I think. Admittedly, Vegas is like the one place that an Atari-themed hotel could probably get by and do just fine. Oh, it's absolutely a render. It's absolutely a render. They were supposed to start construction in like early 2020. It's not a bad design. Like if they put that on the strip in Vegas, it would do fine. It would do fine. Yeah, I know about the Phoenix one. I think the Vegas one would actually do fine. I don't know why the fuck they'd put one in Phoenix. Maybe the land was cheap? I don't know. The real question is, Ryan, how much would I need to pay you to go there and film it? The whole thing. Although, if they put one in Phoenix, maybe I would just go stay there. Like, just ironically. Just about any hotel would do fine in Vegas. You know, honestly, I'm kind of shocked that there isn't, like, a video game themed hotel in Vegas. Like, I know they have esports tournaments and stuff in Vegas. Like, I oddly enough would make kind of sense. All expenses paid plus 12 an hour. Might need to work on the budgeting for that. What if we recorded an episode of Audio Tapes and Visual Drugs from the Phoenix Atari Hotel? Do you think that we could get press passes for that? Do you think that they'd give us a room for an hour to do that? Because I bet you almost actual money that I could maybe make that happen. You think the Vegas crowd for many decades was much older? Not neat. Well, here's the thing. Yes. But the people that are going to Vegas now that are in their 40s and 50s grew up with video games. Like, had a period of time in their lives where they played video games, right? Like, we're getting to the point now where people who are older played PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 and had a NES and all. Like, we're at that point now where people in their 40s had an NES at some point in their young adult life. So, like, Legend of Zelda is 35 years old. Like, we're at that point now. People who were 15 when video games were in their, like, popularity growth period, you know, are old enough now. Hype trains are off cooldown now, if anybody wants to do something stupid. How's that new baby doing? RuneScape is celebrating 20 years? Holy fuck. Has anybody ever had, like, a public wedding in RuneScape? I'm not looking at you, Orange. You're looking at me. I'm looking at your name that you're typing in chat. I'm just simply spreading information as Twitch gives it to me. You started off with a ZX Spectrum? This is a thing that I do every so often because I can't. I started off with this exact copy of Demon Attack for the Tandy. That's what this was the first game I played. Which admittedly is copyrighted 10 years before I was born. I was born in 94 and this came out in 84. Still the first game I played though. After that, it was Tetris. And Breakout. Who held a service for their IRL marriage in RuneScape? Excellent. That's what I wanted to hear. Has anybody ever missed their marriage or their wedding because they were playing EVE Online? Now that's because that's definitely happened. I wonder how many people have been divorced because of EVE Online. There's probably a lot. I'm sure that game has ruined many marriages. I wonder what the most historically destructive MMO to somebody's life is. Like, most likely for ruining your life. Your sister does accounting for a corp in EVE Online? Like, does she get paid to do accounting for a corp in EVE Online? Or does she just play EVE Online by doing for doing that? You know, like, WoW is really big, yeah, but wasn't there suicides because of WoW? There's suicides because literally everything, dude. Like, Michael Jackson passes away, somebody's gonna off themselves. Video game updates in a way they don't like, someone's gonna off themselves. People always are looking for an excuse to do that. As somebody who spends way too much time on /r depression on Reddit trying to talk people down from doing that, yeah. People will come up with almost any reason. Now that's a new one for me, Banana. That's horrifyingly sad. Wave depletion. Wasn't there a profile case of somebody trying to end their lives because they got scammed in Neopets? Or am I making that up? I might just be dreaming that, but I seem to recall that happening at one point. Yay, this dwarf's no longer depressed. That's good to see. Takes spreadsheet simulator literally and does accounting for a corp. She does it for fun and gets paid in ISK. Huh. Well, Plex is free game time. ISK is in-game money. If I recall correctly. Zelda is a stupid kid's game. I should... Ironically, Zelda was one of the nice parts of my old relationship. I miss watching my ex play through random Legend of Zelda games I had no desire to play. Those were good times. She was my favorite Let's Player for a bit there. Yeah, no, absolutely. As someone who's been really far gone, there's been times in my life where, like, if I tripped over a rock the wrong way, I would have jumped off a bridge. I mean, most people would. It's very well form-fitting and comes with a nice skirt. Most people would look cute in that green suit. Just watching a child walk around vomiting. Dwarf Fortress. It's okay, kid. You can make it to the stockpile. There you go. Made it to the stockpile. Get your booze. While somebody runs around cleaning your puke up. I think all of these dwarves should be legendary cleaners. It's a pity that's a skill they can't like get experience in. I don't know if I want to click on that just because it says tinglesOutfit.jpg. I'm good. I am good. That is a image I do not need to see. Oh, I know it's safe. I know exactly what it is. It's my assumption is it's probably the image of Link wearing Tingle's outfit in Breath of the Wild. If I had to actually guess, that's probably what it is. Okay, yeah, I don't need to see that. I've seen him in many revealing poses in Breath of the Wild, physics objecting across the map, in many occasions. I mean, it's from the Legend of Zelda wiki, so. So I watch a streamer who only just started streaming again recently named Zant. He mostly plays RuneScape these days, but he was a Breath of the Wild speedrunner for a very long time. Whew! That was a fun game to watch speedruns for, because it was literally just like, Link runs into area with tree, spins in circles, smacks tree a bunch, stasis tree, grabs tree, whee! It was very fun speedruns to watch. Yeah, he started streaming again relatively recently, just a couple times a week. He just plays RuneScape and yells at chat. He's doing it casually. He works full time as a modeling artist. Yeah, a couple people I know who used to stream full time and quit streaming full time have come back as hobbyists, and it's nice. It's nice to see people again. I don't know if Kit's back. I know Kit was back for a bit and then vanished. There was too much drama around that one for me, personally. Too much drama around that one. It got too weird. All right. We're into midwinter. Yeah, no, like the Breath of the Wild speedruns are an event, that is for sure. It's fair share of global drama. It was drama of the asked somebody to marry them on stream and then it didn't work out kind of deal. Like that kind of thing. And like when you're friends with both sides of a couple, that gets difficult. Why would they do that? To be fair, I practically did that. If it feels right at the time, why not do it? Just make sure you know the answer first. No, I mean, the answer was yes at the time for that person, but I'm not going to go into drama. Let's just say it didn't end well for that. Well, I mean, they kind of split admirably, but it was one of those, like, kind of broke a community in the process. I actually, like, that wasn't even the worst one. The worst one that I knew was these two streamers that were roommates, and then she started streaming because he streamed. They both got partnered, did really well for a couple of years, started a massive streaming community, did super well, and then she dumped him mercilessly and moved out, and the community stuck with him and completely abandoned her. So it went from like them both being like 200 concurrent viewer streamers to him being like a 400 concurrent viewer streamer and her having like 6 viewers within 6 months. It was kind of sad to watch. And now she works as a community person at Bethesda. I haven't checked in with what Owl's doing in a very long time. I know she was working as a community person for Bethesda for a little bit, but we need to be above 30. If we can get back up to 31, we'll start working on projects again. Let's let them just go around the fort and do basic crafting jobs. That's happened quite a few times. Yep. Which ironically is every now and again I'll bitch about dating. Well, actually pretty frequently. I'll bitch about dating on Twitch while I'm streaming. And people will be like, how hard is it to date another streamer? And I'll be like, damn close to impossible. It's a happy little dwarf fish tank. Kind of, yeah. Kind of. It's relaxing to watch. It's less of that and more of a, it's not worth the possible fallout after the fact. I mean, like, remember Whitwicks? It's not worth the fallout. It doesn't matter how good or bad the breakup is. It's not worth losing your job. And in streaming, that's almost always the case. Fortunately for me, my ex didn't stream. We are technically back to work now. We are clearing out this area of boulders, slowly. I'm gonna make everybody into stone crafters. The way I see it these days, personally, is, you know the tale as old as time, don't fuck your coworkers? Basically everybody on Twitch for me now is a coworker. That's how my brain works these days. Literally everybody on Twitch is a coworker. Literally everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that happen. And then there's situations where that just kind of ended up happening without the streamer doing that intentionally. A fun world. It's a fun world. Kind of sad, but it's also kind of true. Was it one of those, Crow, was it one of those like, yo, what's up? How you been kind of matches? Or was it like an actual match that is going somewhere? Because I matched with one of my old coworkers pretty recently on Tinder, and it was just like a 30-minute catch-up, and we exchanged phone numbers, and it's like, not somebody I'd ever hook up with, but like, yo, what the fuck's up? I'll be honest with you, I've never actually had a bad experience meeting up with somebody who watches my stream. However, I have absolutely had bad experiences meeting up with other streamers. Got a few weird ones lately. I got someone who said that I looked like a who said that I looked like someone's other friend. So it was like a hi. You look like somebody I knew in high school. Did you go to this part of did you go to school in this part of town? No. Did you grow up in this part of town? No. Then how do I know you? I don't think you do. And then it just kind of ended there. It was a very strange match. Fuck yeah. Post pictures of Mastodon, please. I'm going to go see 2 concerts this weekend. I'm going to go see Unleash the Archerers on Friday, which I'm very much looking forward to. And then I'm going to go see Drug Church and Citizen on Saturday. So, those will be fun. You got called fat? That does... I mean, I've seen pictures of you. You're definitely not fat. That'd be like calling me fat. It's like, I'm 6'1" and 140 pounds. I don't think I'm fat. If anything, like, I should probably eat more burgers. The thing that I say about social media is the vast majority of people I know through social media are punching up. Or not social media, online dating. Online dating